going to demonstrate the installation and use of my material pads for American Flyer Stockyard cattle. This steer has new reproduction material pad purchased from a competitor. The pad is cut in such a way that the fibers point the wrong direction, causing the steer to move improperly in the stockyard. Now I will replace the defective material pad with a properly made new pad. First I'll remove the old pad. The pads will usually pull off and leave some adhesive and sometimes some fibers behind on the bottom of the animal. Depending on the type and age of the adhesive, you may need to use a steel blade to scrape the adhesive off the bottom of the steer if it's hard. The adhesive on this steer is relatively new and soft. Most of it can be rubbed off with my finger. You can see I've got most of the adhesive there. The remaining adhesive can be rubbed off with a dry terry cloth. Now I have a clean, tack-free surface. Now it's important to orient the material pad properly on the steer for the steer to move the way it should in its pen. The fibers on the bottom of the pad lean at an angle. You can see which direction the fibers lean by looking at the edge of the pad, and you can feel the direction of the fibers by running your finger across the material back and forth. You can feel the fibers standing up and laying down again as you run your finger across. Now the material is cut so the fibers run at about a 24-degree angle to the center line of the steer. Pads for black cattle should be applied with the fibers pointing toward the right rear quarter of the animal. Pads for brown cattle should be applied with the fibers pointing toward the left rear quarter of the animal. Once you've determined the proper orientation of the fibers on the pad, you apply adhesive to the material and stick the material onto the animal. I happen to use contact cement to do this. Other people successfully use many different types of adhesive, including regular white glue. Now I'll let the adhesive that I'm using cure up before I apply the material to the animal, according to the contact cement manufacturer's instructions. Now I'm going to stick the animal onto the adhesive pad, or the material pad. Now we'll give the animal a little test run. Now particularly with the brown cattle, not so much the black cattle, but with the brown cattle, in this corner sometimes they'll tend to just point into the corner and want to hang up there. This one happens to be working fine. If they do tend to hang up like that, you can sort of retrain the fibers of the material pad simply by running your fingers sideways across only the rear third of the pad. That'll make the animal want to turn in a circle and prevent it from hanging up. Also, if the animals don't want to turn out of the pen into the chute, you can adjust that by sort of retraining the fibers simply by running them across your hand again.